This is where whips go to die. In today's video I'm going to be going through all my whip bags here, deciding which ones I'm going to keep and finish and which ones I think I might just frog because I don't love them anymore. Hello, my name is Karen Stanger and welcome back to my channel Conquer Crochet. So, whips. It's New Year, every New Year. I'm not going to buy any more yarn until I finished off my whips. And then I buy more yarn and I have another whip and they just grow and grow and grow. I've been getting better. I have been trying to finish off whips, but as you saw just now, I still have a pile in the corner that need to be sorted out one way or the other. So I'm either going to have them that I'm going to keep and I'm going to complete this year, or I'm going to frog them and use the yarn for something else. So that's what we need to do today. So best crack on. Got me tea, here we go. So this is my current whip in my lovely bag, Karen's crochet bag from Unicorn Puffs and Rainbows. This is one I got in my advent calendar for Christmas. This is a project that I started back in the summer. It is for this room specifically, and it's one of those I don't know when it'll finish, probably when I run out of yarn. I did buy 8 balls of yarn, or 8 skeins, and I'm making a moss stitch blanket. I wanted to see how the moss stitch would look variegated, so with a variegated yarn. So that's what we've got so far. I mean, it's at my ankles. I could finish it by the end of this skein. I've got 3 left or 4 left. I might just do another 2 and then maybe make some cushions. So this is to go on this sofa. So this is a definite keeper. It's the one I'm working on. It's what I call a mindful blanket. I have quite a few mindful blankets. I just pick a stitch that I can just keep working through when I've had a really hard day, or you're just tired and you just want to switch off and you don't want to sit there with a pattern, you know, having to read here, count the number of rows. I just want something I can do back and forth. Perfect. So the moss stitch is great for that. I'll put a link to the video I have on moss stitch in the cards and in the descriptions below. So that's my current one. That's a definite keeper, so that's going to go on the keep pile. Right, the next bag I found. Now this is a weird bag. This is a bag of things I've made but never actually did anything with. So for example, I did a challenge in August 2020 to make a granny square a day. So I have lots of granny squares, including this 3D granny square of a little sheep, which I want to put into a box frame and have that up as decoration somewhere, but I haven't done it. I also have bags and bags of little bits that I was trying out. So this is I was making moss stitch cutlery holders one Christmas. So I have a cutlery holder. Oh, but I made another one, but in a different colour, slightly different size. Applique carrots. Need to do something with them. I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's an Easter egg. So that's an applique Easter egg. Actually, I have videos for the Easter egg and the carrot in my Easter patterns on YouTube. This isn't just me going, watch my other YouTube videos. They are genuinely things I don't know what to do with. I did a video on joining granny squares together. So this was the join as you go method, I think. Yes. It's the wrong way around. So I've made this much. Well, what do I do with this? Do I keep this? Do I frog it? Do I add it to other granny squares? Because I do have other granny squares that I could add it to. So do I just make a random granny square blanket of just bits. Could maybe be a garden blanket that I don't mind if it gets dirty, because it's, you know, it's just one to go out in the garden or take to the beach or leave in the car. Let me know in the comments below what you would do if you just had lots of random bits that you didn't know what to do with. Right, and I've got a bag full of hearts. So these are very quick and easy, just little hearts, which I might do some little project where I could just put a little tag on them and leave them around. And that was sort of my initial idea, but then when we went into the first lockdown, I thought people aren't going to want to pick up random things from the street because of COVID. So I just ended up with this bag of random hearts, and this is one of the projects I was using to use up lots of my little, you know, you get those little balls when you finished a project of yarn, and it's like, well, what do you do with that? It's not enough to make something. So I would either make a granny square, or I would make some of these. I did a granny scrap blanket. So what do I do with these now? Okay, the next bag is my yes, I like to crochet. No, I am not old. Okay, this, oh, what's that? That's random. Ah, so a lovely little bag. If you've ever ordered wool from yarn from the wool warehouse, you can opt in to have these little organza bags with a drawstring, and I always opt for them because they are great for little project bags, or to have little things within project bags. So you could have a couple of these within one bag and everything's nicely sorted, but you can see what's in them, which is really useful. And in there was a little bit of leftover yarn. That's the sort of thing I was talking about to make those hearts. I'm going to keep that in a pot. Right, now I have no idea what yarn this is, and I started making, so this is the Lost in Time shawl. Somebody said to me, oh, have you made this? I was like, oh no, I haven't done that one. I don't know, I'm not really a shawl wearer, but let's unravel that. I just happened to have this big variegated yarn and thought, oh, what shall I do with that? Don't know. I quite like the way it sort of works, so you end up with a row of the lighter colour and then a couple of rows of the darker colours. But what do you think? Do I finish it off? Do I bother? It's been about 4, oh no, more than that, 2015 I think I started making this. So what's that, 6 years? Yeah. I'm not going to decide until you let me know in the comments, and I'll see what you guys think. But that might be a frogger. Next bag. This one's quite a useful bag because it's got lots of little pockets in it, but the pockets aren't closed. But it's not a bad bag. It's by Cottage Craft, and it does have a drawstring on the top, so it does stop everything falling out and you getting into it by the looks of it. Right, okay, this is in grey. There's no pattern, no, there's no hook, there's nothing to say. Oh, I know what this was. So when my son was younger, I made, my son and my niece are virtually the same age, there's like 3 months between them. I made my niece the mermaid tail blanket, you know, the one that you get into, and I was going to make him a shark one. I'd made it for her for Christmas. I was going to make him the shark one, and then what happened? I don't think I managed to get it finished in time for Christmas. I think I only just about managed to get hers done in time for Christmas. And then life got in the way. I haven't got very far with this. Looks like a witch's hat. Just fold out the brim. I had to put... I could do a Gandalf impression. What do you think? I don't think he's going to want a shark tail blanket now. And he's so tall, I would probably have to make a massive one. But I'm not even going to let you guys comment on this one. This one's a definite frogger. Right. Another bag. Nothing else in it. I don't see how I can finish it off. I'm not quite sure what hook size I use. I have no idea where the pattern is. It's just not going to happen. Right. If you saw my Vlogmas, you may well have seen this. I never did get around to finishing it. So this is the Rudolph like wall trophy type thing. Let's stop the light shining on it. So I actually want to finish this. I have all the parts all made up. It really is just a case of sewing them all together. So this is a keeper, and I'm going to finish that this year. I think I'm going to assign myself sort of one thing a month, especially if I've nearly finished it. That, you know, that's what I'm going to work on. Although I know there is one project that's going to take me a little longer than that. Right, so you're a keeper, Rudolph. You can stay. So that's the top. I'm looking in my trolley here. So I actually bought this trolley to wheel my crochet projects from my craft room into the lounge. Because my craft room used to be next to the lounge. Now my craft room is 2 floors up from the lounge. So I ain't wheeling it anywhere. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this trolley. It's one of those 3-tier trolleys from IKEA. So if you've got one of these trolleys, what do you use yours for? Give me some inspiration. Let me know in the comments below. What do you use your trolley for? Because it's too nice to not use. You know, and I even bought the extra little cut bits that go along the edge, so I could use them for, I don't know, I see people using them for pens and pencils and things, but maybe it could be some sort of crochet hooks or something, I don't know. It became my whip bag, really. Okay, well that's a finished project. That doesn't belong in there, my YouTube thing, and like and subscribe. So that needs to go over there. I didn't plan that one. Okay, this is, I do have the pattern for this somewhere. It was a striping blanket. I don't think it was a cowl, but it's not far off that sort of thing. There was like a repeated pattern you had to do. So I haven't got very far from the point of view of the length that way, but for some reason, whether I was making it as a runner for the bed, it's like super long. Right, there's the middle. So I'm just wondering, do I just keep this as a sort of scrap blanket and then do a couple of rows every time I finish a project and have it as a scrappy blanket? I don't know if I've got all the colours still. I might have used them for other things. I could try and match them, or I could keep it as it is and just have it as a runner on my bed. And I started off with like a shell stitch edging, so maybe I could just put a shell stitch edging. Yeah, so I could try and sort of make it symmetrical, or I could just leave it as is but just have it as a throw over the end of the bed. That might work. And I started this a long time ago. Oh, no, there's Rudolph. Let's put Rudolph there. Before the days when I realised that I could sew my ends in as I went along. So I either got to sew them in, or we're going to call it fringing. I'm not sure which. Or maybe I could do some sort of edging to that, just to tidy that up. But yeah, on both ends, because it's a striped blanket, so yeah. So what do you think? Keep it as a runner or carry on with it? I don't think I want to frog it, because I wouldn't get that much yarn out of it to use for another project, because they'd all be in little bits. So do I want to keep that one as a runner, or do I want to keep it as a scrappy? So next is one of my own bags that I made. So this is a pattern from Repeat Craft to me, and yeah, I did it in with a bigger hook and put it onto a bag. So I made my own little bag there. And this is a project I desperately wanted to do. Got all the bits that I need. Oops. So far I've made the body and the head. Can you tell what it is yet? It's Wallace and Gromit. Again, this is one that my son really liked. This is in Crochet Now magazine, issue 36. Don't even know what year that was, but I don't think it was that long ago. So I actually specifically went out and bought all the yarn for this project. So it's all patterns Fab DK. In all the various colours that you need, and I just sort of feel like I should finish it because I bought the yarn specifically for it, but also I don't know what I'd use the yarn for, because it's not the sort of thing I would necessarily use to make a blanket or something for me to wear, so don't know. But saying that, I haven't got very far. I've made the body and I've made his head, but I still haven't put them together. Keeper or Frogger? You decide. What is this one? Oh, okay. So this was a cushion cover. It was another mindful thing, and I thought I didn't want another blanket, and I just had some yarn left over, so I just made a square, and it looks like I'm making another square. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I've started another piece here, which I'm guessing would go from the bottom, overlap, and then buttons along here. I think that was the idea with the design. I'm nearly there. Don't have a huge amount left to do. It's double knit yarn, so I'm guessing I would have used a 4mm crochet hook. I think I might carry on with this one. It's another mindful thing that I can do whilst watching telly. Okay, last bag is my lovely granny wheelie trolley, but it is flamingo, so it's not too granny. You have to excuse any mess you see over there, and in the middle of having my new lights put in. Oh, we've gone super bright. Let's take it down, man. Hello. Okay. So, what have we got in here? Ah, okay, so there's the pattern for this. So, do you remember everyone was making pocket shawls at one point? And I think I made one, but I didn't like it. Anyway, this one is from Crochet World magazine, which is an American magazine I subscribe to. And this is the shawl I'm wanting to make, or I'm in the process of making. Doesn't have pockets though. Oh, let's see what we do have. That's not that project. Some polystyrene filler. Well, that needs to go over there. Okay. There's crochet hooks flying out everywhere. Oh, here we go. So I did start making the pocket shawl. Didn't like it. That's a definite Frogger. Although I just wear it as a purple scarf. What do you think? Is it my colour? Could do actually, yeah. That's going in the scarf cupboard. Okay, so this I'm using Stylecraft Aran, and in the colourway Storm Blue, which is a beautiful blue. And I've made one panel, which I think is the bit that goes over the shoulder. So I've made that panel there, and I think I started on the back panel, or is it the second panel? Are there two? There might be two. That might be the back panel, and then there's another one of these. I still like this. It's another one I bought all the yarn for, didn't use just my stash. I'm feeling like I want to keep this one. Aha! And you ever wonder where all your crochet hooks disappear to? They're in your whip bags. So now we come to a random bag of random things. I'm laughing because this was a prototype. I was trying to make a phone holder. So you put your phone there, but every time you put it down, it fell over. So I think I need to make it with beads or beans or something, beanbag beans. I did have some, I think it's rice that I've got in a little bag here. I got some tights and put some rice in it, but it's still not enough. Although I do like the yarn. In fact, I think that was a Poundland yarn, I think. And I know I've got more of it over there. So I could frog it and just add this to the stash. Yeah. Oh, there's another crochet hook there, 3.5. Don't know where that's come from. Oh my goody aunts, right, there's all sorts here. So, whoop! So I've just found some shelf supports and put on bookshelves, which we thought we'd lost. They were here all the time. And then there's even more of them on the floor. So this just needs finishing off actually. This was a cushion I started making for my son in moss stitch. So I had this variegated yarn at the bottom and then ran out of that, so I carried on in red, which was fairly similar to the red that was in the yarn. It's quite a chunky, thick, definitely an Aran, maybe a, no, it's an Aran, I think. I think it was a red heart yarn, the red, and then I just picked out some of the colours that were in this bit to make the bits on the back. So that just needs putting together. So I'm not going to get rid of that one. So that needs doing. The rest of this bag appears to be random stuff, including more crochet hooks. Then we've got a whole bag of crochet hooks. Okay. And some crochet magazines for when I don't know where. They look summery, maybe they were ones I bought in the summer, so I might add those to my pile to flick through when I have time. Oh, another crochet hook. Oh, I like this one. This one's like little granny squares on it. Random bits that just need to be sorted. My goodness. There are even more of these labels. There's a lovely pencil, butterflies on, 3 tape measures, and another crochet hook. Now this one actually belongs in my sofa crochet hooks, which my husband made for me as a whole thing here to store my hooks. Let me see if I can get this to go down. So I have my hooks, which they clip on here, and then this whole piece comes over. There's a pocket here for me to keep things in. There's a couple of pockets on this side as well, and there is a tray which is actually magnetic so it doesn't slip too much. He's very clever. Okay, this next project then is one I didn't finish. It's another Christmas one. I seem to have a problem. I run out of time at Christmas, then come January I don't want to do the Christmas stuff anymore. So this was a little cushion of a Christmas tree, and I just need to sew some Christmassy bits on and that'll be done. Might be quite cute. It's probably worth finishing it, isn't it? I'm going to have a big finishing pile here of just sewing up things. I love the crochet, but I hate sewing. Right, more nonsense in this bag. Another crochet hook. I've been wondering where my rose gold crochet hooks have gone. Right, so that's that one. I got some rainbow charms, stitch markers, and a tassel for my crocheted beach bag. Oh, that came from Inside Crochet, so I can add those at some point to a project. I don't always add them to the projects they make. Right, was that another crochet hook? Yes, it was. Right, another one for this side pocket. So that, no more crochet in there. That needs to be gone through at another time. And aha, this is my last one, I believe. Random carrier bags and soft toys. You know, when you move house, things just get chucked. So this is Sophie's Universe. I was so desperate to do this. I've actually got a fair way through it. So I started this new year 2019 into 20. Super keen, really wanted to get it done. And my husband, he's a musician, so he was out having a gig on New Year's Eve, so I was at home looking after my son, so I had a crochet party all on my own. But it hasn't grown much since March 2020 because it's the sort of pattern I need to focus on. It's not a mindfulness blanket, it is a sort of project blanket that I started making mistakes on because I would start doing a bit, someone would interrupt me, and as soon as we went into lockdown there was, you know, lovely to have all that nice family time, but yeah, where's your alone time gone? Where's my thinking crochet time gone? So, this hasn't got much further than here. I bought all the yarn you need in the kit. It's a beautiful yarn. Let's see what it is. Is it sheepies? Yes. Now I always say this wrong. Sheepjes. Sheepjes. I'm really sorry. I think it's Dutch. I should need to investigate. There is a like a sailing ship on there, so I think it's something to do with sheep. Anyway, I'm waffling on here. So it's soft, fun cotton, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. Really beautiful, proper nice snuggly blanket. Got all the colours you could possibly want. It is gorgeous. It's a lovely pattern. I learnt some new little techniques on how to do things. I think I didn't know how to do standing stitches when I first started, and now I do. So I'm not frogging this. Before anyone says frog it. This is one that I do want to carry on with. I just need now to manage my time well enough that I can actually finish it. I think that's what I need to do. I need to put it not shoved in a corner. It needs to be quite prominent that this is my project. So there is one more project, and if you watch my Vlogmas you'll know my Woodland Father Christmas from the Little Box of Crochet. I need to finish him off. It was such an expensive pack, very much like the what's it called, Sophie's Universe. I've spent a lot of money getting the exact thing. I want to finish it. It's not that nah, I don't like it anymore. I really want to finish it. You know, I put a lot of effort and a lot of money into things, so I want them. You know, so yeah. So here's another one to do. So let's have a little roundup. So there's my not pocket shawl, but my shawl from the American magazine. There's my mindfulness blanket that I'm currently doing for the office blanket. Rudolph needs doing. I need to finish off the blue cushion. I need to finish off the red stripy multicolour cushion. I need to finish off the Christmas tree cushion. Need to finish off Wallace and Gromit. Still on the fence, not sure. And I need to do Sophie's Universe. And I want to know whether or not I'm going to do Scrappy blanket, or am I going to leave it as a bed runner and just sew in the ends and just leave it as something pretty. I think that was it. What's your whip corner like? Do you have a whip corner? Is it a whip attic? Do you just have boxes and boxes of whips, or are you one of those people that can finish the project and then move on to something else and buy the yarn for that project and finish the project? How do you work? I think I get shiny object syndrome, and I just want to go and make the next sparkly thing that I see, which is probably why I shouldn't buy magazines anymore, because it's like, ooh, I like that one, ooh, that's nice. And I always think, oh yeah, but I can use my stash, and I never do, because I quite like my stash, it looks pretty. And then I go and buy other yarn to actually make things with, which is probably not the way to do it. Anyway, let me know, how do you deal with your whips? What are you doing? Have you got New Year's resolutions this year? Do they involve crochet? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I've waffled on a bit, but it's actually been quite nice seeing all the projects and just having some yarniness. I will see you in the next video. I will pop 2 more videos on screen to help you on your crochet journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!